So now we have learned that all plants and all animals are necessary in order to maintain balance in nature, which means all the organisms in a food chain are required or they are important to maintain balance in nature. Now let us learn what are the main causes of imbalance in nature. So the main causes of imbalance in nature are deforestation due to hunting, pollution and forest fire. Now let us see each of these causes of imbalance one by one. First, let us begin with deforestation. Now look into this picture here. What do you observe here? Here we see that trees in a forest are cut down on a large scale. So this is nothing but deforestation, which means cutting down of trees on a large scale in a forest. Now, what do you think would happen if these trees are cut down on large scale? We know that there are many animals that depend on these trees or plants for their survival. Yes, there are many animals which depend on them for their food and also for shelter. So when these trees are cut down on large scale, where do these animals go for shelter and food? So these animals will lack food and finally they will die. So deforestation will lead to animals' death. Deforestation will also cause decrease in the amount of rainfall. Now what happens when there is decrease in rainfall? Animals that live in the forest, when they lack rainfall, they will lack water. Now when they will lack water, finally these animals will die. So because of deforestation, it causes these animals to die. It also leads to decrease in rainfall, finally leading to the death of animals due to lack of water. So now we have learned that deforestation will lead to animals' death and it will cause an imbalance in nature. Now let us see the next cause of imbalance in nature. That is hunting. Now what do you mean by hunting? Hunting means killing of wild animals. Now why do you think we human beings have to kill wild animals? Yes, we kill or we hunt animals for their food, that is to eat them as food, for their horns, as you see here in the case of a rhinoceros, for leather, for ivory and also for fur. So we human beings, we kill these wild animals for food, horns, leather, ivory and fur. Now what happens when we kill these wild animals? The number of these animals in the forest would decrease. Now what happens if these number of animals decreases? Yes, we know that when any animal from a food chain is missing, it will cause an imbalance in nature, which means it will disrupt the balance of nature. Now, the next cause of imbalance in nature is pollution. As you can see here in these pictures, throwing of waste in large amounts on land and also in water, and release of smoke and harmful gases or toxic gases into the air is known as pollution. So here in this picture you can see that waste is thrown in large amounts in land and also in water. And also the release of smoke and harmful or toxic gases into the air is known as pollution. Now this pollution can kill the life of both animals and plants that live on land and also in water. So here you can see a picture where many of the fishes have died due to pollution. So here you can see that pollution of water has taken the lives of many fishes. So again, when an animal is missing from a food chain, it will lead to an imbalance in nature. So here, because of pollution, it leads to the death of both animals and plants. That is, animals and plants that are living both on land and also in water. So this pollution therefore causes imbalance in nature. The last cause of imbalance in nature that we are going to learn is forest fire. So as you can see here in the picture, this is a picture of forest fire. Now this forest fire can also lead to death of plants and animals that are living in the forest. Now how do you think these forest fire can occur? Forest fires generally occur by two methods. That is either by we human beings burning the forest, or it can also be by a natural method, that is due to the lightning strike. So we human beings, we burn forest especially to get land for farming and also to build houses or to put up factories. So burning of these forests by human beings can lead to forest fire, and also lightning strike or a spark of lightning can also lead to forest fire. So forest fire, it can kill plants and animals that are living in the forest. Now when these plants or animals are killed, it will create an imbalance in nature. Forest fire will also cause air pollution, and again this air pollution will affect the life of plants and also animals. So thus we say that forest fire is also a cause of imbalance in nature. So now we have learned 4 important causes of imbalance in nature. That is deforestation, hunting, forest fire and pollution. So now let us see, how can we maintain a balance in nature? Now we know that maintaining a balance in nature is necessary for our survival of life on earth. So now we will see which are different ways in which we can maintain a balance in nature. So it is very important to use all our natural resources very carefully. We should remember that we should not waste any natural resources. So we have many natural resources around us, which means those are naturally present on earth, which are required by we human beings. So natural resources like soil, land, water, air, all these are resources that are to be used very carefully. We should not waste them or we should not pollute them. Now the next way in which we can maintain a balance in nature is by protecting air, land and water from pollution. So we have already learned that pollution causes an imbalance in nature, which means it can affect the life of plants and also animals. So it is important to protect air, land and also water from pollution in order to maintain a balance in nature. Another way in which we can maintain a balance in nature is by protecting plants and animals around us. Now, why do you think we need to protect plants and animals? Yes, we have just learned that all plants and all animals are necessary in a food chain, which means only if there is food chain, we have a proper balance in nature. Hence, it is important to protect all plants and all animals around us because that will help to maintain a balance in nature. In addition to that, we should also grow more and more plants around us. Now we know that plants will give us food, water, and it will also give us air to breathe. So growing of more and more plants is important as it will also help in reducing pollution. So these are the 4 different ways in which we can maintain balance in nature.